SSA 754? Yes. The statement of marital relationship? Yeah. Now, I'm thinking that it's not every day that Social Security gets a copy of a United Nations marriage certificate. I would think by one of the parties known as the respondent. Yeah. That it's possible that you could apply for Social Security using, yes, a United Nations marriage certificate, but there's probably some sort of, it's not like they've never had to deal with the situation before. Yeah. Now, since I'm not the wage earner, Heidi, you're an employee of the Brennan School District. Yes. Why don't I just get a hold of the state of Washington? You haven't changed your last name. Is there some problem with, uh, well, when did you begin living together in a husband and wife a relationship? Where did you live? We lived in Jakova, Kosovo, right after our marriage. Ouch. Now, if I put that down, they'd probably say, well, you have to go to Kosovo if you want to change things. Yeah. Did you live together continuously since that time of, when was it? It was December 19th of 2000? Yes. We did live together until you abducted my sons on July 2nd of 2011. 10 full years. Yeah. Now, did you have an understanding your relationship? Did you have an understanding could be ended? As to how? Did you believe that your living together made you legally married? Was there an agreement or promise that a ceremonial marriage would also be performed in the future? Pooh. Were any children born of this relationship? Yes. Before you lived together, after you started living together, if yes. Now, yes, address of such person is stored. How did that person introduce you to relatives, friends? Um, I just wanted to know this idea of issuing that dissolution of marriage. Yeah. hmm Without me receiving any notice of the court hearings. Yes. I think it violates the requirements of Social Security's marital status forms. Yes. Now, maybe Brent Baston wants to reverse some of his decisions. See, when you don't give me any notice of the court hearings, yes. When you arrest me, yes. And then you reissue the protection order by minute order, yeah. In June 15th of 2012, yeah. When did I actually become a resident of the state of Washington? Was it 30 days after taking a plane from Guam to here on January 7th of 2012? Or was it 6 months after I had arrived in the state of Washington? Now, you've said, yeah, we had the legal right to issue the dissolution of marriage on May 24th of 2012. But I said you really didn't. You didn't have until June 7th of 2012. Now, this will be one of those sticking points for an actual jury. Yeah, because I could say that state law, as the father and the husband of Heidi, yes. Um, I didn't actually return to the state to rejoin and reconcile with my family until the 7th of January. Poop. Now, obviously, when I got here, there was no dissolution of marriage. Now, and it wasn't actually petitioned for until May 24th. Yes. But when you served me at the same time as arresting me so that I couldn't respond, yes, because of the malicious abusive process, I'd say we're still married. In fact, I'd really question the whole idea of my wife and sons being residents of the state of Washington, considering all the fraud. Pooh. Now, the state would say, well, they've lived here for the last 8 years, but I would say right now, they had no legal right to consider themselves as residents, considering you abducted and kidnapped my sons. Yes, they have not been returned to me. Yes. Why don't we get out the textbooks on that one? Now I'm going to sue you, yes, for not considering that she was an actual resident of Guam because of the issuance of Benjamin's social security number, because of the issuance of the foreign court order, yes, and considering all your fraud from July 8th of 2011 until today, yes, I'm thinking that she's still a resident of Guam. Now, the jury might say, well, Mr. Budnick, obviously you're delusional, but I'm going to argue the point just so that they can get the point of exactly what I'm saying. When you have this much fraud in the issuance of court orders and protection orders, it's obvious that she must not be a resident of the state of Washington. Well, Heidi Lee Budner. Forgery? Well, what individual is signing all those documents? Yes. Now, I know that if you use paperwork reduction, I declare under the penalty of perjury, yes, that I have examined all the information on this form and on any accompanying statements or forms, and it is true and correct to the best of my knowledge. Is it true and correct to the best of your knowledge that I never got notice of court hearings during the dissolution of marriage? Is it true and best to your knowledge that I never got any notice or opportunity to be heard before you issued? Is it true and correct to your knowledge that you have knowledge of forgeries of the petitioner's name? Is it true and correct to your knowledge that you have knowledge of the forgeries of the ex officios? Is it true and correct to your knowledge that you know the